And it's your boy Kush. Producerpreneur.com is the site. SeriousProducers.com. Be sure to go to SeriousProducer.com to check out the webinars free. So yeah, today we're gonna get into something that I did a poll on my list. Three of my lists actually. Over 3,000 producers, answered questions in this poll, and so it was basically the tip that all the producers that were in that poll, this was the question that they had and they wanted to get answered the most, was how to build a quality list / client base. So let's get into it. Like, what I've seen is the problem is basically a lot of producers, when we're online and doing this, we're dealing with artists that don't have a budget, artists that don't have any fans, artists that don't have a real plan on what they're trying to do with their career, and honestly, artists that aren't really serious about their craft. They just rap and they want to rap, and as a music producer, it's frustrating. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, let's keep it 1,000. At the end of the day, you want to get paid for this. You want to be recognized as one of the elites. You want to be known for the quality of music that you put out in the world, not just be some guy who sells beats online. You know what I mean? There's producers out here who just like selling beats, but I think for the most part, most of us, we got into this because we looked up to some other producer who was out there doing it and doing it big, and we want to have that same type of success and be recognized just like them. Like for me, I wanted to be Large Professor when I first started making beats, and then it went from Large Professor to me meeting like Havoc and RZA and the beat miners and being like, yo, these are people who I looked up to. Now I meet them and now I see them and now they see me places, and the situation has changed, you know what I mean? But I still aspire to be like Large Professor. I still aspire to be like Pete Rock and Primo and Dre and all those bigger name producers. And I think that all of us aspire to have this type of success that those people have had because they created classics. Manny Fresh and, you know what I mean, DJ Toomp and Shorty Red and the guys down at Suave House, T-Mix and all them at Suave House, or Mike Dean and Beto and Rap A Lot. Like, there's so many producers, Bosco and them up in the Bay, and just who have been doing this for a long time. We looked at them growing up and said, yo, I'm gonna do that too. So being that, we want to get to those quality artists, we want to create that client base that actually has the funds to get us to that level. You got to stop looking at the average producer or the average artist online as a client. You have to get from behind your computer. Point blank period. I didn't get to meet Nipsey and meet Prodigy and meet Yo Gotti and Kid Shine back in the 2005 from sitting behind the computer. I got to meet those artists. I got to meet those names. I got to be in those circles from leaving my house and going to venues. I got from going to festivals and being prepared when I got to those festivals. Like, if you want to get known in your town, say you want to just be the guy in your town, the go-to producer in your town, and being the go-to producer in your town can make you some serious money. Like, this is what you want to do. Go to the open mics. Go to where the local shows are at. Every person that's on stage that has a sound that you fuck with, hand them a fucking hard drive with those beats on them. I went to A3C last year. Me and T Customs went to A3C last year, and I had 200 hard drives with 35 beats on them, and I gave them out for free. I walked up to certain artists that I knew that I was trying to connect with, handed them off that hard drive, and said, yo, all my contact info's on the hard drive. I'll follow up with you later on Twitter or Instagram. That's it. And that's what I did. I gave out 200 hard drives, followed up with all those artists on Instagram and Twitter. That led to 82 beat sales. 82 beat sales. Now, I didn't sell all the beats off of that hard drive, but that led to them saying, okay, well, what else do you have? And then it went from, what else do I have, to me sending them more beats and showing them, okay, this is all the stuff that I'm doing right now. Was like me doing custom tracks and doing exclusive tracks for artists that I never would have been able to even get in contact with had I not paid the money for the hotel, paid the money for the flight, paid the money to get to that venue, to that festival, and make that money. So some of you may be thinking, well, I don't have the money to go to these festivals. I don't have the money to get into these shows. How can I do it online? Simple answer is this. If you're on Facebook right now, all right, when we get off this little video hangout, go to the search bar. When you go to the search bar, you can open up a screen right now. Open up another screen on Facebook and go to the search bar. Now, if you want to find working artists that are getting shows, then this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to the search bar and you're going to type in hip hop events in the search bar and search hip hop events. Now, I did this earlier just to prove a point. When I hit the search bar, it popped up hip hop events, and there's just a bunch of bullshit, like just hip hop, like maybe people on my timeline who posted a hip hop event, whatever. But you want to go to the top of the screen and you're going to see like people, places, or whatever. So go to groups after you search hip hop events and go to groups. The first one I seen was like Massachusetts hip hop events. I clicked on that, opened up, the first thing I seen was a flyer for a show in August for artists performing in Boston at a hip hop event. That flyer had about, I want to say like 24, 25 artists on that flyer. Now me or you being the producer who wants to work with artists who are getting shows, artists who are actually trying to get to the next level, it's your job now to go research those artists. Research those 25 artists. It's not going to take you 30 minutes to research those 25 artists. Look at the name, go to YouTube, open up Twitter, open up Instagram, see if you can find them. Once you find them, it's your job to get in contact with those people. Send them a message. Or say, hey, I like your video, such and such and such and such. It's your job to start to build the relationships with people who are going places if you want to get to the next level. You can't think that just posting your beats on Facebook or posting your beats on Twitter is enough, because it's not. Because if it was enough, we'd all be rich, we'd all be millionaires, we'd all be selling beats like crazy. The thing that separates people that, rock with me and people that are like part of Producerpreneurs or GTS Movement, the thing that separates us from the other people is that we're willing to go out and hit these venues. We're willing to go out and find different ways to connect with artists and producers and people in general that are going to the next level. You have to be able to do the same thing. You got to say, okay, there's 25 artists on that flyer. I need to connect with 25 artists on that flyer. I need to say, hey, I like what you're doing. Then it's a matter of you just talking to them, seeing where they're at, seeing where they're trying to get to. It's not about you saying, hey, come check out my beats. Don't worry about checking out my beats. Worry about, you got to do your research first. Is this person, just because they got a show doesn't mean that they're actually going places. But that's a start. Because most of the time you're dealing with artists on Facebook and Twitter that ain't doing shit. And they don't have a fan base. These people actually are out there at least building a fan base to get to a certain level. So then it goes into, okay, well, this person's getting shows, so I can check their YouTube. If I check their YouTube and I don't see any action on their YouTube, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how serious they are. But if you were on their YouTube and they got a video out, then you know, hey, this person has a video now. So if the person has a video, you say, okay, well, this person has a video, they must have a budget. If they have a budget, then you say, okay, this may be a person that I want to work with because they may have some money to spend. You've got to look at it like a business. Too many producers are treating this like a hobby and not like a business. Like, I do this to pay for my mortgage. I do this to put my kids through college. I do this for whatever I do it for, to live. Most producers I see are doing this just because they want to make beats. It's a mindset thing. Do you want to be online all day, every day, struggling to get sales? Or do you want to be the producer who has artists coming to them saying, hey, I want to work with you? The way that happens, the way that you get artists interested in working with you is by the work that you put out there. The quality of work you put out there. So if you're working with quality artists that are getting shows, quality artists that are putting out projects and promoting those projects correctly, quality artists that are putting out videos that look like legit videos, it's going to build your stock up. So you got to go out there and do the work. Like, these people aren't going to do the work for you. The artist isn't going to do the work. It's your job to connect with those artists. It's your job to build that relationship. It's your job to build your business. You're just using these artists and you're connecting with these artists to get your star brighter. And at the end of the day, pull them up when you get to a certain level. It's got to be about you. You got to understand that you're the most important part of this whole process. Without these beats, the artist can't get shine. They need you to get to the next level. You have to have something to offer other than beats to get these people to rock with you. Like, if you connect with these artists and all you got is beats to offer them, what good are you? Because they already got beats from somebody else. What else can you do? It's easy. Say, yo, I'm putting together a project of dope artists. I like the song you did, the such and such. I like that video you got. Is it cool if I add this song to my compilation? Yes. That's building a connection. Now all you got to do is find 10 artists, get 10 songs, put it together, and put out a comp. That's it. It's not hard to take songs that they've already done. They don't even have to be your joints. Take songs you've already done and promote these artists on a compilation with your name on the top. Even if you didn't do the beats, it doesn't matter. They see you as an outlet to get them somewhere else. If you have a blog or you have a website, hey, I like this song. Is it cool if we sit down and do a Skype or a Google Hangout interview? Yes. They do the interview. Now you're a person who's got them on a blog. You did an interview with them. Nobody's asking these underground and indie artists to do interviews. That's your job. That's your job to step in as that person. Once they see, oh, he does interviews, he does this, he does that, he's got a blog, she does this, she does that, she got a blog, then you become valuable to them. And then they say, oh, I didn't even know you did beats. Oh, yeah, I do beats too. And then, oh, well, send me something. And then it becomes them asking you for work as opposed to you asking them, come check out my beats. You got to think outside the box. You got to set up your business on your end the correct way in order for these artists to even want to fuck with you and deal with you on that level. So to take it all back to, you building your client base, it's up to you to go out there and find the artists that are worth working with. You can't rely on Facebook. You can't rely on Twitter. You can't rely on you just posting beats up to attract people to you. You got to go out there and get them. You got to let them see your skill set. You got to let them see that you have something to offer that all these other producers don't have to offer. And then they'll come to you correctly. People don't come up to me, artists don't come at me and ask me for free beats because they know the value that I bring to the community. They know that if they fuck with me, I'm always at these events, I'm always at these labels, I'm always at these different situations that pop up that I can plug their music somewhere else. It doesn't come from me sitting at the crib on the computer, bro. It comes from me being out there in the street and being out there at them clubs and being at them venues and being at them festivals. You got to get out from behind the computer and go live life and go find the music. Find the artists, give them something that other producers can't offer, and you'll build a client base that's worth having. So that's my tip for today, man. If you want to build a strong client base, like I said, get out of the house, go to shows, go to those shows prepared with hard drives, go to those shows prepared with business cards, and hit every person who's on that stage with a business card, or hit every person on stage with a hard drive full of beats. They can be tagged, that's cool, but hit them with a hard drive just so they can hear what you got. And then if you can't make it to venues and you can't make it to those shows, go on Facebook, go in the search bar, type in hip-hop events. When you search hip-hop events, then go to the groups that have hip-hop events. Look at every single flyer that's in those groups of artists performing and do your research. Go find those artists on Twitter and Instagram. Connect with them through Twitter and Instagram. Let them know that you're interested in what they're doing. Ask them to submit some music. Once they start submitting music, you can get their email just from the submissions. Say, hey, we're doing a compilation. I'd like you to just submit some music. If you're down to submit some music, go to this email or go to this website, submit your link, and I'll see if I can get it on this compilation. Now you're building an email list of artists who actually are putting songs out or have videos out, and obviously have a budget if they got videos. You got to do the work, man. That's all it is. Just do the work, and you'll start to have the success that you're looking for. That's about it, man. I know this video is kind of long, but I wanted to, just give you some value, give you something that, you can run and go with and get your career popping and get those sales. That's about it, man. It's your boy V Kush Beats. Like I said before, if you didn't see the webinar, go to seriousproducer.com. I'll actually type it in the comments below, and go watch that webinar. It'll definitely help you have some success. Let me put it in here right now. But yeah, it's www.seriousproducer.com, and it's just a dope webinar I put together for you to have some success with your music. That's about it, man. It's your boy V Kush Beats. I'll holler at y'all later. Yada. Peace.